everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're doing well, and this is a pretty groundbreaking reveal, but Avengers Secret Wars movie seems to confirm to be a new beginning for the MCU, and that is what Marvel Studios and the direction that they want to take is resetting the MCU during the events of the upcoming Avengers movies, both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. It seems that this is coming sooner rather than later of what many fans have been anticipating in the last couple of years at this point. It's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. We of course are going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we'd be anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Also, be sure to hit that little notification bell right next to it to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost on the daily. There is a lot of Marvel news to keep up with. It's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys updated with everything, not just that, but also break it down for you guys. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article. As an overall garnering source, I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Avengers Secret Wars movie confirms to be a new beginning, quote-unquote, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and getting ready to begin again with the next pair of Avengers films from the Russo brothers. A new official update from the Avengers Secret Wars directors. The Russo brothers, of course, have painted to the climatic MCU event in a bit of a new light. The Russo brothers are back in the MCU, and with Marvel Studios taking on the incredible weight of both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Unless Avengers 5 gets delayed, which feels a bit likely, but also not very likely, I don't think it's going to be delayed. It's going to be rumored around. These culminating films will be released 1 year apart in 2026 and 2027. Even then, if Avengers 5 Doomsday is delayed, that kind of domino effects into Avengers Secret Wars, of course, as well, and would also delay that as well. Again, I don't think that's going to be the case, but we're hearing more and more about that, feels like, these last couple of weeks. Anyway, despite a loose adaptation of the Secret Wars comic runs, specifically from the 2015 run with RDJ Jr., Robert Downey Jr., as Dr. Doom, and back in the MCU as well, unlike being Iron Man this time around, little is known about the plot details for either of the films, really until now it feels like. And so, in a recent interview with Omelette.com, Joe and Anthony Russo had discussed their upcoming return to the MCU as a whole, but in particularly teasing of how this time the story that they're telling is much, much different in comparison to with what we saw in the last two Avengers movies, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Joe Russo had confirmed that Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars are, quote-unquote, a new beginning, whereas their past Avengers films were an ending story, saying, in quote, "What's compelling about these two new Avengers movies is that they're a new beginning. It's a new beginning. So we told an ending story, and now we're going to be telling a beginning story. And then who knows where we'll go, from there. Maybe we'll get another 5 years, but I think that we just needed that time and perspective to figure out where it needed to go next. And the only thing that brought us back was the right story." I mean, that quote right there, that itself is a bombshell reveal as of to with what these upcoming Avengers movies are going to offer, is really at that a direct polar opposite from with what the last two Avengers movies were. And it really describes it quite perfectly right there. Those were an ending story, the last two Avengers movies, and in comparison to what we're seeing now is a bit of a new beginning. I would honestly hope that it's a new beginning with just the same characters that we've had in the MCU. I wouldn't hope that it's a full-on reboot of the MCU, but you have to take that in consideration. I think the unfortunate aspect of a full-on reboot for the MCU feels like you're going back and recycling the same characters that we just were with less than like 5 years ago, Iron Man and Captain America, Black Widow, and Thor. And of course, as exciting as that sounds, it's the same story over and over, and that would honestly get boring, and it's something that just I don't think many fans would really like all that much at the end of the day. Much rather taking these new Avengers movies with the pre-existing characters that they've been building up and working with, and we've been with for these last couple of years in that post-Avengers Endgame era, to say, and really put them on a pedestal and really show them what they're made of and with what these heroes and these characters are truly made of and what their stories can really do is, I think, the perfect direction to do. And the, I think, third option for a quote-unquote MCU reboot would be the Mutant Saga, and truly formulating and setting things up for with what that is going to offer at the same time as well. Regardless, I think Avengers Secret Wars is definitely 110% going to lead way into the new saga, being the Mutant Saga, revealing the X-Men characters and everything of that, like they've been doing for the last couple of years. It's also quite an exciting revelation when it comes to how the films are being viewed by Marvel Studios themselves as well. Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were the ultimate conclusion of an 11-year multi-franchise story arc, whereas Doomsday has had that type of lead-up. A common worry for the fans is the lack of build-up before Doomsday, despite Marvel Studios planning to release a total of 15 films and 12 different live-action TV shows from 2019 to this year, 2025. The deeper issue lies narratively, with many of those projects really just not connecting in the concrete ways like the original 3 phases of the MCU, unfortunately. Now, some people might say that it's just too much. I don't think that's necessarily the case. It's just the problem lies within the writing of where you have these, I guess, post-credit scenes that don't really lead anywhere all that much or never really come full circle or really connect. I'd still hold out hope for those, and that's where we'll see them come full circle, is in Avengers Doomsday. Joe Russo comments seem to indicate that the 2-part journey of Doomsday and Secret Wars would do less to wrap up those loose ends and more so to really push the universe into an exciting future, if for anything. Take those loose ends and put them onto a better roadmap, essentially. And on the production side of things, Joe Russo had also shared how exhausting shooting the previous 2 Avengers films were, noting that they only took a few weeks off in between them, and that his brother Anthony Russo got pneumonia in between the 2 movies as well, saying, quote, "It was quite exhausting. We shot Endgame and Infinity War back-to-back with a few weeks off, 4 weeks off in between. Anthony got pneumonia in between the 2, and they're physically demanding movies. You're literally, as soon as you wrap up the movie, you're in post-production while you're prepping to do the next one." I leave that quote right there. And the same thing stands for these 2 next Avengers movies as well. I think that they have less to, I guess, kind of bring forward from the past of the MCUs in that post-return, or that post-Avengers Endgame era, to say. There's less tension, less of a worry to really satisfy with that, and really just looking to the future with what these movies are going to lay out that new groundwork for the future of the MCU. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well, I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Leave a like on today's video, as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Stick around here on the channel, Unofficial MCU, by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel, almost on the daily. There's a lot of Marvel news and craziness that has been going on. That's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys all updated on all of it and explain it all. Also, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below, or to the channel. Also use codes Team Iron Man or Team Cap in all caps, depending on what team you are a part of, to get 10% off of your order. I'll be updating and dropping new designs on a regular basis, so make sure you check it out. It can make a perfect gift for someone else or even for yourself. With whatever way you support the channel, I really deeply do appreciate it. Whether it's simply watching today's video or purchasing one of our products, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Peace out.